Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Dr. Ghost and today we are taking a look at the Tier 4 Tech Tree French Destroyer, the Ladra, or the Ladroit. I think it's the Ladra. Again, I'm not French, so pardon my pronunciations, but yeah, I did manage to get this one out of a crate right off the rip from like the first two crates I opened this update. And yeah, and I actually got a pretty good game recorded. The first game I played wasn't very good, but the second game I played was actually against some of my friends. I got into a game randomly with them, and I managed to pull off some pretty crazy stuff. So make sure you guys stick around for the gameplay, or some of you might not even want to see my review portion, and you can just skip ahead and go watch the gameplay. I always have the timestamps and whatnot linked down below, and the chapters and whatnot for each of my videos, usually. Sometimes I don't, but anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into this. So the upgrades and loadout here, I am running Aiming Systems Mod 1, and I am fully upgraded as well. Here's a loadout. We have High Explosive, AP, and we have some Incendiary, Fiery Torpedoes. Yeah, that's right. This thing has Incendiary. I can't say incendiary for some reason. Whatever. But yeah, incendiary torpedoes. They set fires. And in the game, we set quite a bit of fires. So look out for that. They are pretty disgusting. They have pretty disgusting potential. We have some standard damage control parties. We have some smoke generators, and they are decent. They last about a minute and 10 seconds. Consumable duration, so when you hit the button to pop it, you can run around with it and spread it out for about 15 seconds. And the reload time for the smoke screen is pretty quick, 85.5 seconds. So basically, you can continuously pop these smoke screens over and over and over again, and they're actually pretty useful. And obviously, you have your French engine boost, and they have like a 20% speed boost applied when you pop it. So that's really significant, and it does come in handy in case you need to get the fuck out of like situations or speed up and whatnot. It does help out quite a bit. For the flag, I'm running the Bastille Day 22 flag. I think it's a pretty cool looking French flag. That's why I'm running it. And I'm running the standard type camouflage that you can convert into paint and you can put on. It's just a simple, realistic, historical-ish camouflage. Just gray. Ships did not look like this in real life. They didn't have crazy-ass camouflages. Most of them didn't anyway. I like the just sleek, classic gray, okay? I'm a simple dude. Yeah, but yeah, there you go. I mean, it's a normal looking French destroyer, nothing special. Now for the specs. Survivability, 12,300 hit points, and we have a 17% fire resistance. Really nothing there. Now, a lot of people don't know that each ship in the game has a fire resistance. So that's something to take into account. I don't know the exact calculation method for it, but there is a fire resistance applied to every ship in the game. So, for example, let's say if I have a 20% fire chance, I shoot at a Ladra with a 17% fire resistance, that would basically cut my fire chance down 17% of whatever 20% is. So, yeah, you can do the math there. So, which is like 0.7%. When it comes to percentages. If you're percenting a percentage, it's a different sort of calculation, if you will. Anyway, main battery. This ship does come with some decent little guns. They are four 130 millimeter guns, 9.6 kilometer range on my build. The reload is pretty high, 8.2 seconds. Again, you really don't want to be using these guns unless you absolutely have to. But they do hit pretty fucking hard. I will talk about that later down the line once we get down to it. The main battery, 180 degree turn time is pretty decent. It's not horrible. It's about 13.8 seconds. Pretty average for most destroyers. The shell grouping is 2. Pretty good. Pretty average for a DD. The max range vertical, horizontal dispersion, pretty average, and median max range and max horizontal dispersion, pretty average. It's fine. It's a destroyer. It's gonna usually hit its shots pretty accurately. Now here we go. So the damage is pretty decent, 1966 on my build, and I'm not even built into the guns. So these guns do hit pretty hard, and they have a decent shell velocity and a decent fire chance and whatnot. So in gunfights, I mean, it can slap around destroyers. It is a thing, but I would not depend on them. That's just me. And I would not build into them, because if you're going to build into them, you'd be better off just going researching the Jaguar, down the other tier 4, and gunboating there. I don't know why anybody would want a gunboat with this thing when it's not its specialty. Its specialty are its torpedoes. And speaking of the torpedoes, this ship comes with 550 millimeter torpedoes. You've got 6 of them, 2 launchers, and you have 3 torpedoes in each launcher, making them 6. Torpedo range on my build is 9.3 kilometers. The base range is about 8 kilometers. The boost distance. So this ship has a boost. So there's the base speed. Right when you fire the torpedoes, the base speed is 59 knots. And it takes about basically, the torpedo has to travel 5.1 kilometers to reach its maximum boost speed, which is 94 knots. So you can actually have faster torpedoes. Basically, over time, these torpedoes, when they're in the water, will gain speed. And it's pretty nice. And it catches a lot of people off guard. These torpedoes are insanely fast. When they reach that threshold, they continue going for the rest of the speed, or the rest of the distance at crazy speeds. So, and they do hurt. The reload is actually pretty decent. 70 seconds on my build. The base fire setting chance is 100%, and maximum fire starting chance, so when it reaches the maximum distance, it's 400%. So these torpedoes can get up to 400% in the fire setting category, which is pretty gnarly. Torpedo 180 degree turn time is 7.2 seconds. The maximum simulated damage, 11,353. Torpedo detectability range by sea, 1.1 kilometers. Maximum torpedo detectability range by sea is 2.1 kilometers. And the arming distance is 188 meters on my build. The AA is non-existent. Pretend like it doesn't even exist. The maneuverability on my build is pretty decent. Maybe not for a destroyer. I mean, 34 knots is kind of slow for a DD. I'm not going to lie. But the turning circle is pretty decent. 560 meters. The engine spool up time, all that. It's pretty average for a French DD. Nothing crazy there. And the concealment on my build is very good. 4.7 kilometer concealment by sea. That's pretty gnarly. Detectability after firing main guns, obviously, is your firing range, 9.6 km. Detectability when the ship is on fire, 6.7 kilometers. Detectability range by air is 2.7. Detectability by air after firing main guns, 5.3. Detectability when the ship is on fire by air is 5.7. Guaranteed, obviously, 2 kilometers. And after firing main guns and smoke is 2.2 kilometers. So there you go. That's the specs. Let's move on to the armor. You have no armor. Overview. Hidden, I would say so. Toasty torpedoes. Yeah, I would say so. And boost torpedoes. That's about accurate. L'Adroit, or the L'Adroit, one of the 14 French destroyers of the 1920s that was the successor of the Bourrasque class. These ships were built to address the shortage of modern destroyers in the French Navy. They featured new 5.1-inch 130mm guns in slightly larger dimensions. During World War II, the lead ship, L'Adroit, performed patrol and escort duties, but she was lost in May of 1940 while covering the Allied invasion from Dunkirk. She entered service in 1927, and there was 14 ships of the series. And these ships actually did exist, and they actually were a thing, and they were going around doing shit. L'Adroit being one of them. So, pretty cool, pretty interesting. I'm sure there's more history and whatnot if you guys were to look it up. I'm not going to do that today for time's sake. But here's the commander build. Philippe Aboyano. We've got Eric Bay and Jersey Swirsky as inspirations. This is partly why I have my concealment very good, is because I'm running 2 concealment inspirations. So, it really does help out my concealment even more so. Powder keg, destroyer's main gun, HE shell damage. This is his base trait for Philippe. 3.5% to your HE shell damage. Pretty significant. Subsurface Venture. We've got Look at Me Now. Torpedo Safari. The Trident Gambit, which is a unique skill for this commander. It's actually new, I think. Wargaming added it, I think, with the addition of these torpedo boats. Torpedo boost distance, minus 15%. Torpedo reload after your first and every following third torpedo launched in each battle. So this is a really handy skill to have. Basically, it makes it to where You launch your first set, and after that, it reloads quicker. And after every third set of torpedoes you fire, it will actually lower the reload down. It's pretty cool. We'll probably hopefully talk about that in the gameplay when it happens. Unstoppable. And again, this is a pretty good skill to have for most DDs in the game. Can't go wrong with Unstoppable. Another thing you can run is like Go All Out. This isn't a bad skill. This is actually a really good skill because when you pop your engine boost, this basically makes it to where your concealment is further decreased by 10%, which is basically almost like a kilometer. So you're having like 4-kilometer concealment. It's insane. So, yeah, anyway, that's the commander build. With all that being said, let's go ahead and head on into the gameplay, shall we? Alrighty, so here we are in the gameplay. We are on Solomon Islands. It's a domination mode, and yeah, let's see what we can jump into. Now, obviously, we are in a game with my friends, actually my clanmates, but they are my friends as well. Yeah, we have to watch out for those guys. But, yeah, we're on the Bravo side on this map. I actually quite like this map. I really do. It's a bit of a low-tier map, though, so you really never see it up at past Tier 4. It's kind of unfortunate. Such a cool map. But yeah, I really do enjoy it, and I am in a pretty decent little destroyer, so let's go ahead and see what happens. Now, I don't know what the heck it's been recently, but for some reason, I don't know if you guys can notice that, but there's like weird lag spikes at the beginning of most of these games. I don't know what it's been, but it's a thing, and nothing really I can do about it except kind of just like let it happen. So right off the bat, we got a Kuma spotted. We are making our way into the capture zone. And we also have a Kaiser spotted. Now, he is going to do everything in his power to just barely stay out of my range. Now, he is going to wander into my range, but he's basically going to make it to where I do not ever hit him with really any torpedoes. Now, we do have a Wakeful spotted. And notice that I am a torpedo boat, but I am not afraid to use my guns. Too many torpedo boats out there that don't use their guns. I am not one of those torp boats. If I see an opportunity to take shots at a DD, I'm gonna fucking take the opportunity to take shots at a DD, right? I'm not too scared. This Kaiser here and this Kuma, they really seem to be focused on my battleships and whatnot. They aren't really caring about me. So, and it's low tiers. Most people don't understand the concept yet of focusing enemy destroyers. So I'm kind of banking on this Kaiser to be sort of oblivious and whatnot, which he kind of is in terms of not shooting at me. So that's nice. But we still got to watch ourselves. Now, it looks like that Wakeful has backed up into a smoke screen, but it is a British smoke, so it shouldn't last forever. In any second here, we should have him spotted. Now, I am turning the other way so I can get my guns off the left side of my ship. I don't want to be hugging the border here. And obviously right there is the Wakeful. And we're going to turn all of our guns to shoot him. Just like so. Now, in the beginning of this game, as you guys can see, I mean, look at that gun damage. Yeah, anyway, in the beginning of this game, we're really not going to hit any torpedoes. It's more towards the middle and the end of the game is when we start hitting torpedoes. Now, that Wakeful did just go down, as you guys can see. And also, we are taking some hits from another destroyer in that smoke screen over there. So it looks like the enemy Ladra is also over here, and he is going to continue to cause problems for me, basically for the rest of this game. And honestly, for the whole game, he's going to be able to do things to my team, or the enemy team. Yeah, my team, rather. And he's going to work for the enemy team, and ultimately do a lot. You guys will see towards the end of the game. You guys can already kind of see where this game is going. I really don't need to, like, explain it too much, but so far our team is doing horribly. Not even 4 minutes has gone by. We've already lost 2 battleships, a cruiser, and a DD. Yeah. Yep. So far, not looking too good. But it is partly due to my friends over there on the other side of the map on the enemy team absolutely going ham. So shout out to them. They are playing very well. They're killing everything. They're winning their side. My team, however, could care less. They're just dying. And that's basically going to set the tone for the rest of the game. I know I can't do really anything on this side of the map, so I'm like, fuck it. I need to head on over to Alpha and Charlie, and I need to put pressure on these guys. I know the destroyer is over here at Bravo. So basically, I'm banking on this destroyer staying over here at Bravo And I'm hoping to God that I can make my way over to Alpha Cap and just put torpedoes downrange at these battleships. See, they have no protection. They have no destroyer with them, so I'm banking on being able to go over there and potentially cause a lot of havoc and potentially kill them all, and maybe, just maybe, loop back around in time to kill the enemy team on that side. So I'm trying to, like, think out ahead and see if I can just carry this game. And notice I'm slowing down here. I'm hoping, again, that this Kaiser will just turn in to my torpedo range, but he doesn't do that. And ultimately, I'm like, screw it, I'm just not even going to do it. I'm just going to focus on going into Alpha and torpedoing this Julio Cesar over here, and this Oklahoma and whatnot, and hopefully get some torpedo hits, and showcase a little bit of what these torpedoes are capable of doing. Now, there's Swick in his Makoyan, and he is getting absolutely hammered, and down he goes. South Carolina takes him down, sending him back to port. That's our team's second kill of the game. Meanwhile, the enemy team has literally 5 ships killed. Not looking too good, man. It's not looking too good whatsoever. Now, I did send out some torpedoes, and again, those are going to speed the hell up. Once they hit 5 kilometers, they will max out at 96 knots. And remember, they have a very good fire chance too. So odds are, if I can manage to hit Grey Hunter here in his Julio Cesar, it's going to cause some massive damage and cause some fires and whatnot. But as you guys will see, this Julio Cesar is going to manage. I believe he's going to be able to dodge my torpedoes. He's going to find the gap and beautifully dodge the torpedoes. However, the Piotr Velecki behind him is going to take... Oh, yep, he took one of them. And as you guys can see, that did cause a fire. And it looks like T-Rangers there in his Piotr Velecki is going to let that burn a little bit. Now, I did send some more torpedoes out towards Grey Rider's Julio Cesar here. And hopefully I'll hit him. I'm hoping. I'm banking on it. And it looks like I am going to hit him. As you guys can see, those torpedoes are speeding up, and we slam into him with one of those torps, causing a fire. And it looks like the ship behind him, the Piotr Velecki, did put out that fire. And Grey Rider here in his Julio is going to let that one burn a little bit. Now, those guys are barreling into my cap, so I'm going to get the hell out of here and go, maybe, just maybe, kill their carrier. And then perhaps loop back around and flood this cap with some torpedoes. And as you guys can see, no matter what I do here, the enemy team is just absolutely going ham. Meanwhile, my team is literally being the ham, getting sliced up and dying in spectacular fashion. It's just really, what can I do in this kind of situation? I'm very limited. But nonetheless, we're still out here trying to do what we can do here. I'm barely staying out of this guy's concealment. I am well within his secondary range. Actually, I'm probably not. It's a tier 3 carrier. He probably doesn't have the secondary range. But either way, I am super close to him, and we are going to be able to take him down with 3 torpedo hits. And that is our first kill of the game. Devastating strike. And that's quite a bit of points. But again, we're still so far behind. Our team is just not doing anything. Not doing really anything worth of any substance whatsoever. And it's unfortunate. Nobody's getting caps. And every side is just... It's failing on all cylinders. And basically, I am just hoping and praying that if I can flood this cap and just nuke all these battleships that are coming right through. And as you guys can see, I'm waiting on my torps to reload. I've got about 5 seconds left. And I noticed that Grey Rider there is slowing down. And this guy here in his Von der Tann is just barreling right through. But I'm still kind of sending a rack behind, and then I'm sending a rack forwards. So you guys can kind of see I'm trying to, like, basically spread as much torpedoes around as possible to hopefully maximize my chances of getting hits. And obviously the Oklahoma there, lacking behind. You can't see him, but he is there. Finally, he just got spotted. And I think I'm going to be able to reload and torpedo that Oklahoma as well. Speaking of torpedoes, we're going to be able to hit Grey Rider here with 2 of these torpedoes. That's a flood. That's 2 floods and 2 fires. And we hit another torpedo on the backside of that Von der Tann. And we also got another fire, I think, and another flood. Very, very disgusting. Just absolutely disgusting. You guys can see the potential here with these torpedoes. And I'm really interested to try out the higher tier French destroyers. I wonder how those are going to fare. Now, Oklahoma here, T-Rangers, in his Oklahoma, as you guys can see, he is lacking behind, and he's super slow and sluggish, and I'm banking on that, and I'm sending some torpedoes out there, and I did take a couple hits from T-Rangers there in his Oklahoma. But hopefully these torpedoes will speed up, and I could potentially hit him back with one, maybe. Maybe, yep, look at that. They're gaining speed, and we hit him right on the back with one. We cause a flood, we set a fire, and we get an incapacitation. Just like so. And again, somehow though, as you guys can see, this game has come down to the wire in terms of ships. We went from having, like, I don't know, a 5-ship disadvantage or a 4-ship disadvantage to having only a 2-ship disadvantage. So yeah, the enemy team almost kind of threw themselves. And I really do quite like these close games. Now, in terms of capping, our team hasn't done shit for capping. I think I'm the only one who capped anything this game. But I will give credit to where credit is due. Towards the end, some of our teammates have managed to kill some people. But obviously, as you guys can see, it's just not going to be enough. I mean, we are so far behind on points. We only have 4 minutes left in the game. There's just no way in hell that we're going to be able to win this, unfortunately. And it is what it is. But it's alright. I do have some more torpedoes heading out towards the Oklahoma there. And it does look like the first rack is going to miss, but the second rack was led behind perfectly. And as you guys can see, boom, bada bing, down he goes. That is our second kill of the game. 2 torpedoes, fires, all the stuff. And we're up to 115,000 damage. And again, as you guys can see, these things have the potential to do disgusting things with their torpedoes and whatnot. Very good potential. Now, I am a little worried here about the enemy destroyer. That's kind of why I've been kind of looking this way and whatnot. But it looks like, judging by, yeah, as you guys can see, I mean, he's on the mini-map. He's going north to go hunt down the carrier. So, really, we're not going to deal with him right yet. I'm just trying to get close to maybe get torpedoes downrange. But I'm just, again, I'm barely out of range. This Kaiser and this Von der Tann are just going to keep themselves out of torpedo range, and there's really nothing I can do. I'm going to try to get this cap and hopefully pop some shots off to maybe take their attention off the carrier. But only 3 minutes left-ish. There's just no way in hell we're going to be able to win in time. We did get the cap there. That's our second cap of the game. Again, I think I've been the only one who has capped anything this game on our team. Like, yeah, it's so tragic. But either way, anything is possible. I mean, if these guys decided to, like, turn back, I could easily get some torpedoes out there, at least 2 or 3 sets within 2 minutes, and potentially win the game. But unfortunately for me, they're just running towards north side of the map to go hunt the carrier, so I'm just not able to really hit them at all with torpedoes. I'm just going to be forever out of range. So the only thing I can do here is kind of just shoot my guns and hope that maybe they turn back and I can hit them with torps, but it's just not going to happen. And I'm also a little bit nervous because there's a DD out here, and he is 100% probably looking my way. So I'm ready for him just in case he decides to show himself. And I know he's pretty healthy, so I'm a little nervous if I have to get into a gunfight with him. And there he is. I almost hit those torpedoes. Not really. I did dodge those, so we're good. Did dodge them pretty well. And as you guys can see, here he is. Loadout. On Loadout. War crimes here. And this guy cannot seem to aim very well with his guns. Pretty interesting. He is just not able to hit me. Oh, I say that. He does get a hit there, and a hit there. I am sending some torpedoes out because we did just finally get into some sort of range. So I'm just sending them out there hoping for the best, and I'm closing the distance on the smoke screen. I already know the game is pretty much over. 57 seconds left in the game. There's nothing else I can really do. Down goes our carrier. And yeah, there's just no way in hell we're going to win. So I know this. I'm just going to barrel in here and accept my fate. We did get our Confederate. We also have a high caliber as well. And obviously a devastating strike. But unfortunately, it's just not enough. Sometimes you can do everything in the world, and it's not enough to win the game. But either way, I think we did pretty decent. We are throwing off these guys' shots and stuff too, and his torpedo salvo. Pretty funny. But he has another rack of torpedoes ready to go, and that is going to seal my fate here. And that is going to be the end of the game. It was a loss, but it was a pretty nail-biting loss. 125,000 damage, Confederate, high caliber, and a devastating strike. And we were top of our team with 1,700 base XP. Look at the XP difference, man. Holy shit. What a fucking match. But yeah, that shows off a little bit of the potential with these. I'm not even a torpedo main guy. Like, you guys know this. I'm not a torpedo captain with most of my destroyers. So if I can make these things work, I'm sure you guys can as well. Here's the commander build yet again. We did show it off earlier in the review portion. Again, Wargaming trying to do pop-ups and stuff. Kind of annoying while I'm trying to show the commander for you guys again. But yeah, that is the Loadout. Pretty good. Pretty damn good torpedoes. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to let me know. And yeah, I will catch you guys on the next one. See ya.